Well, thanks for watching Father Son Reviews. I'm the father.
And I'm the other son.
And today we're going to go over episode 1 of season 8, Game of Thrones. And let's start with the intro. Badass intro.
New intro's very good. Got the same music, of course.
Yeah.
You cannot replace the music.
But it definitely has a different feel, you know. You're coming into season 8, and it makes you feel that, hey, this is a whole new ball of wax that's going on.
I did notice how in a lot of the older intros, how as they progressed, you went from one place to another, and there were sometimes 8 places all in one intro just to show you where it was going in that one episode. Not the case with this one. They just show you a few different places, if I remember correctly.
Well, it's the last places that we're going to be at, so...
Yeah, everyone's all in the same place.
Winterfell, King's Landing, what's left of Eastwatch.
Yeah, and I noticed how the ground was all white, but there were blue tiles shifting to show where the army was advancing to, and I thought that was a really nice touch.
Yeah, they go over every detail. That's what's great about the show. That's why everyone loves the show.
I'm not sure if you noticed this, but whenever the last hearth came up, that was the last place that you saw blue tiles being flipped over. And, of course, Last Hearth was the first place to get hit by the Night King's army.
And it got hit in a nasty way.
Yep.
So much for young Umber.
Yeah.
That dude became a wall pastry, man.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shame. But that
I didn't care about that kid, but that's kind of a bad way to go.
It is, and it freaked me out. Oh, the dude with the red beard, Tormund, Giantsbane, and
the red guy. We couldn't think of his damn name.
He lives.
Tormund. Of course he lived.
Well, yeah, but still,
and it's cool. You got to see the remaining crows as well.
And eye patch guy. I forget his name.
Oh.
I looked it up yesterday too, and I still can't remember it.
Hell no. Eye Patch is alive, of course.
Yeah, it was good to see them alive, though.
And it's good he has the flaming sword so you can see in the dark.
Of course.
Now, they're going to try to get ahead of the army of the dead so they can get to Winterfell.
And from the coming
good
up,
luck.
and from the coming up next time, whatever the little montage that they had, it looks like they do actually beat the army there because they were talking to Jon in that. So good to know that they do actually survive the trip to Winterfell.
So I got a big gripe about this first episode, though.
What's up?
So let's start with that. My first gripe is attitude. And it, nothing about the writing, nothing about the acting. Love the episode. Perfect episode. But the show always makes you hate somebody or love people or whatever. I was getting really annoyed with Sansa and with Arya.
Really?
Yes. Arya's like, remember your family. It's like you're trying to be all intimidating, and then Sansa's giving the stank eye to Daenerys, and it's like, look, I get it. They're foreigners. The people of the North don't like foreigners. Okay, fine. You don't like foreigners, but these people are here to save your ass.
Yeah, and I get that, but it's just with how much Sansa's had to go through, she's learned to just not trust anyone.
That's fine,
that's
but
just her thing.
She's supposed to be, they kind of built her up in the episode as being a very highly intelligent woman, right? Even Arya is like, that's the smartest person I've ever known.
Yeah.
Is Arya. That's saying a lot. That's saying a lot for Arya to give her those kind of props, and she completely has her sister's back. That's cool. However, Sansa's not that smart. I'm like, did you see that entire army coming into Winterfell with 2 dragons? Daenerys can destroy you in a moment. She can burn you alive. She can have one of the Unsullied put one of those spears up your tight ass. At least, don't be civil. I mean...
Yeah. And she was a bit too much stank going on.
Well, we didn't plan on having all this food for all you people who are going to fight to save our ass. Like, God. I won't feel bad if Sansa dies in this thing. If she gets eaten alive in front of everybody, screaming a torturous death, I'll be fine if that happens to Sansa. If she lives, I'll be fine too. But now I got a reason to not feel so bad if she does get eaten. Or have her head ripped off, disemboweled, whatever.
All right, well, what about Arya?
I won't feel so bad that way either. You don't talk to Jon Snow that way. At least,
what do you mean?
That's your brother. Listen to him. Damn, he's seen some shit. He wasn't just over there screwing around in Bravos. Oh, look at me. I'm a better fighter now. Great. But are you going to save the world? No. That's what Jon Snow and Daenerys are for. To save the world. Listen. That's why I'm starting to root for the Army of the Dead. I'm like, please, come to Winterfell. Shock the system of all these idiots. So that way, like, oh, okay, never mind. We'll bend the knee. You're cool. Your dragons are cool. Unsullied are cool. The Dothraki are cool. We'll accept everybody. Hell, bring black people to Winterfell. We'll be fine. Just save us. Good Lord.
They were being... It was a little bit...
and I understand. They haven't seen the Army of the Dead. They don't really get it yet.
It's one of those things that you
have
to
as someone,
see.
As an observer, someone fan of the show, obviously fan of the show. I'm watching the show. The audience knows all what's coming, and it just makes you want to punch people in the mouth. And look, there's going to be a payoff for that later. Writers always do that. Some of the greatest writers ever on this show. But that was just some annoyance for me, is these idiots in the North.
But, okay, so let's move on to how Jon Snow took the news.
I thought Jon Snow took it about how Jon Snow would take it.
Yeah.
Because he didn't say, what, me? All right, I got all the cheddar. No, he didn't see it that way. He saw it as, hold on, my dad lied to me my whole life?
It was a very earth-shattering revelation.
Yeah, it's like the most honorable man he's ever known is Ned Stark. And he's tried to live up to what Ned Stark is, right? Be truthful, tell the truth. Be honorable. If you're going to execute somebody, you swing the sword. You don't have someone else do it.
Exactly.
And so that was a big shock to him. Not who his actual father is. He didn't give a damn about a birthright. He doesn't care if he's supposed to be the emperor of the Seven Kings, if he's the heir to the Iron Throne. He doesn't want the Iron Throne. He wants to defend the North. He wants to save his people. That's all he's ever cared about.
And one thing that I did notice is that he denied that whole thing because he was trying to just put in logic as to this shouldn't be it. Like, Daenerys is the ruler. She's our queen. It's treason to think that I should be the man on the Iron Throne.
I mean,
so he was trying to put all these wrenches into this.
He's already bent the knee.
Yeah.
He's already given her word. He's got it. He's given his full support to Daenerys.
All his life he's been like a nobody.
Yeah.
But now he realizes that he's the heir to everything.
With 5 episodes left, I don't think it's going to be a huge deal.
It may be a little bit more than we'd think. It might be like a really big deal in like the next episode, and maybe a little bit towards the very, very end. But I mean, that's probably going to be about it.
No, and look, he's already fallen in love with her, with Daenerys.
Yeah.
And he's not trying to take anything from her. I think he sees her as an honorable person and someone who would be a good leader and would actually create a good world for the people that he cares about and for his countrymen. So,
but one thing I do see is that he's been like trying to throw all of the power aside because he doesn't want the power. But in this case, he is the heir, so he might see it as maybe his duty to take up the mantle because he's a very duty-bound person. So I don't know. It's not something I can predict that easily.
I mean, look, everyone has theories of who's going to live and die. If we go with what we all hope that happens is that Jon Snow and Daenerys both live. Everyone wants them to fall in love and make a bunch of puppies, right? So if they live and he's the rightful heir anyway, and she's the one that wins it by conquest, then they can rule together. It's not a big deal. Now she would see it as, hey, she knows she's starting to know who Jon is.
Yeah.
And that he really doesn't care about that stuff.
It will be kind of interesting to see how Daenerys takes the news, though, because she could be super, super cool about it, but it is Daenerys, She's got a short fuse, and she doesn't take kindly to rivals, so you never know. She might get a little bit irritated.
It might be for a second. She gets worried about it, and then he's like, look, you're my queen, period.
That does seem like it would
and if he throws an I love you in there, it'll probably help smooth things over. It always does with you women.
Still, it's...
I love you, baby. It's okay. I was born this way.
Now you guys see what I have to put up with.
Yeah. All time.
Yeah. John rode, right? Yeah, he rid. Whatever.
Oh.
English.
John rode the dragon, of course.
Which one was it? Rhaegon?
It was the one that wasn't Drogon.
Yeah. Rhaegon.
Drogon spoken.
Was it Rhaegon? Because it was named after Rhaegar as Rhaegon, right? And then
probably.
Viserion
is dead.
Yeah, Viserion's dead. But, yeah, so Drogon with Daenerys, and, of course, he rode the one that was named after his father.
Yeah.
Figures.
And one of the coolest things ever is, he's getting his Mac on with Daenerys, and there's that dragon just...
Yeah. Many memes off of that one. I saw that. It was pretty good.
Better watch where the hand goes, boy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Sansa recognizes that Cersei's absolutely lying.
Yeah. Sansa does, yeah. Sansa totally, wrecked shop with that. Like, y'all believed her? It's like, really? In that part, yeah, she has gotten smarter. But then again, she does know Cersei. She knows her intimately, unfortunately.
Yeah. And, another thing, I actually wasn't expecting it, but, I was expecting her to send someone, but Cersei sends Bronn after both Jaime and Tyrion.
Which does give hope to my theory. Because if you notice, the penisless brother, what's his name?
Theon.
Yeah, Theon. So, of course, Theon goes in and saves...
Penisless. That's one way to say it.
Well, I thought it was more tasteful than something else I could say.
Okay, fine.
His sister. What's his sister's name? I had it just a little bit. It was on the tip of my head. Damn it. Gone now. Anyway, saves his sister. We knew that was going to happen in episode 1. So there's something we got right. That's why we do predictions.
Of course.
All right, so we got that right, along with John riding the dragon.
Yep.
We got all that in the first time. But what was my big prediction? It was the Whites going all the way to King's Landing, bypassing Winterfell, because they want a big army, and there's 1 million people in King's Landing, and with 1 million soldiers, they could take over everything. Nothing else really matters.
I still disagree. Because, if you notice...
Everything's alluding to them going straight to Winterfell, right?
Well, they hit Last Hearth, the next place, as it was shown in the
opening.
In the opening, they went from...
That's the easiest place to go.
It panned from the Wall to Last Hearth to Winterfell to King's Landing.
And plus in the previews...
I'm thinking that's where they're going to be.
The previews kind of allude to the dead showing up at the end.
Yeah, because the preview... Well, that could be one of two things. That could be the Night King's army, or it could be a Lannister army. Because if you notice, they were bringing in all their army overseas. Remember, we saw that there was the Golden Company. They were bringing in their troops,
but they ain't going north.
But in the previews, it just showed them. It was like Tyrion and Jon and a few others, and they were peering over the wall, and there were their army behind them. But we don't see the army. We don't know if that's the Night King's army or the Lannister army.
It wouldn't be the Lannister army.
It could be.
Cersei said she's not sending them north.
No, but she could be trying to attack Winterfell.
Why would she do that? She said, let the monsters fight each other, and then whoever lives, they'll deal with. That's what she said.
But
so
we don't see the army.
It's not the Lannister army.
I'm thinking it could be. It's probably the Night King's army.
It's
probably.
You think?
Yeah.
My theory still lives, and this is why. Okay, so everybody that's left that you like in King's Landing is now gone. She sent Bronn out. The sister, Greyjoy's sister, is out of there. Mm-hmm. She got saved. So there's no one left at King's Landing that you like. Everyone else you hate. That's number one. Number two is there's got to be a little more battle intrigue than this gun-ho straight into Winterfell. There's got to be a little something extra to it. Because Bran is a real threat to the Night King.
Very true.
He's just a real threat. He can see everything the Night King's doing. Does it with the Ravens or whatever. What I think he's going to do, he's going to split his army, the Night King. He's going to send half of it to Winterfell to throw Bran off. All right, so he's thinking, okay, here they come, and it's 50,000. So you're thinking that's all they got. That's a huge army. So they clash there. You throw Bran off, and Night King and the rest of the army go straight to King's Landing. That way, there's no warning because he knows they still got wildfire down there. They got a large army down there.
Well, do they have wildfire? Because like.
There was a cache of it, but I guarantee you there's still more wildfire somewhere.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
And it wouldn't surprise me if she's making more of it, because she knows she might be dealing with the army of the dead later. So Cersei could very well be ordering more wildfire to be made. The Night King is a warg, just like Bran, so he can see things like Bran can. So he's thinking, hey, if I can get down there undetected, right, and surprise them, they won't have time to set up any kind of wildfire that they have. They won't have time to set up the Golden Company for their defense. And even if they do, I could blow right through them with Viserion. I mean, how awesome would that be to see Cersei, Cersei in there, and she's watching all these dead bastards just come over the wall right at her. That'd be an awesome scene. And then they pile up on her and rip her apart. That'd be awesome.
What would be really cool is if the Night King himself takes out Cersei.
No, if the Night King himself takes out the mountain.
That.
Dude, comes down off the dragon and says, come on, big boy. I got an ice pick for your ass.
And like one-shots him. That'd be great.
Yeah. I don't know if you ever saw that Brad Pitt movie, Troy.
Yeah.
Remember that scene in the beginning where he takes on the big dude
and
he does this crazy right into his, right in here and just kills that dude one shot?
I think I watched that movie for that scene and the one-on-one battle outside Troy. That's what I watched that movie for.
Well, however you watched it, that was a cool scene.
Yeah.
So I doubt he'll move like that, but something along those lines where the mountain gets one good swing and he's like, nope, right in your ass.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be great.
Or just kind of like reaches out and touches him and he explodes in a cloud of ice and blood.
There's got to be something cooler than that.
Nah, you never know. Maybe
yeah, whatever.
Make it
Get out of the video games. It's always the
What?
video game crap. Oh, touch him, boom. That sucks.
How's that from a video game?
Because everything you do is video games. Anyway, you and your brother. Good Lord.
Jaime and Bran meeting at the very end.
Yes, he was waiting on an old friend.
Mm-hmm.
He sure as hell was.
One way to say it.
Yep.
I think the last time they
And the look on his face.
Yeah. And the last time they saw each other was the very first episode at the end where Jaime pushes Bran out the window. I believe, if I remember correctly, that's the last time they see each other. I don't think they've had any other interactions.
No. A lot of these people, like Jon and Arya, and Bran haven't seen each other since season 1. Mm-hmm. So it's been a long time. It's been a minute.
Yeah, a minute, 10 years.
Yeah.
Roughly.
That was a cool scene, though. So have you used the sword? Yeah, a couple times.
Yeah, that was really cool. She, gives...
I've been doing some baking on the side, too.
Yeah, I think Sansa is the only person in Winterfell that actually understands the extent of Arya's combat knowledge.
Well, Brienne.
Well, yeah, but that's her combat ability. But Sansa's the only one who knows that she's got the faces and all that. And
yeah, she's the one who knows how down and dirty.
Was the one that she pulled out and looked at? Was that not Mercer Frey? Was that Walder Frey's?
It may have been. It may have been Walder Frey.
He had
one of the Freys.
He had a long nose, so maybe.
Yeah.
He's got kind of a vulture nose. So.
Well, it's somebody who's dead.
And one thing that I did notice, and that was a very nice touch, is that Jaime dyed his hair. Because a blonde probably wouldn't last long in the North, especially not one with one hand. That's kind of a dead giveaway as to who you are.
They're looking for blondes.
Yeah.
They'll kill them.
Mm-hmm.
So,
scalp them.
Any other predictions for the episode 2?
As far as episode 2 goes, not really.
Oh,
I think we touched
and
on
of
all.
course, the wolf we were talking about is Nymeria,
Yep, Nymeria.
not Limeria. That's Lameria. Well, you think the only one that can throw out a pun? Thanks for watching. We're all going to enjoy episode 2, and we'll be back afterwards. Later.